Hello folks, welcome to this fourth in the series of videos. This is the Young's American IPA sent to me by Kev M, 6.6% on the old ABV. The message I'm getting is that this is a beer I was going to send you before Christmas, but you said to hold back because I had loads of beer to get through, which is true. This kit contains 100 grams of Simcoe, Centennial and Chinook, and it was dry hopped in the last 5 days of the fermenting vessel, and 20 grams of US West Coast yeast, which I'm assuming is the beer kit yeast rather. So here we go folks, let's give this a bit of a pour. There you go. It's a little bit cloudy. Maybe it's just something that happens with those amber kind of Young's kits. The other one wasn't very amber colour, was it? It was more sort of a light kind of pale ale colour. But hey, let's see what we can smell off this one. This one smells really quite hoppy indeed, and I've got a cold and I can smell the hops coming through here. I can definitely smell Centennial. Centennial really has got quite a strong super cascade hit in the face, and that's quite overpowering when you throw it in with other hops. It's not necessarily a bad thing, it's a perfectly brilliant hop, folks. I'm hoping I'm going to like this because I do like Centennial. Simcoe and Chinook and Centennial together, not really done before I don't think, so let's dive in folks. At 6.6%, it could all go wrong from here on in. Cheers. Oh yeah, I like that. That's really an IPA. It's an IPA that I like. What's interesting about this particular one is that there isn't an initial hit of bitterness. The bitterness comes a little bit later on. Initially, you get a smooth, sharp taste of Centennial, you know, the sort of, pardon me, the citrusy kind of hit that you get from, you know, the Cascade and the Centennial. And then you get the bitterness afterwards, which comes on the back end, which is interesting because most beers I've tried so far, the bitterness is up front, this is at the back. If that makes sense. And it's making me burp. Ooh. And I can taste the hops in the burp, like I said earlier folks on the other videos. Forgive the rain on the conservatory, not very much I can do about that folks. It is raining this afternoon and I'll try and get through this as quickly as I can. This is a lovely beer. Is it as nice though as the Young's American Ale, which isn't as complex as this one, because there's a lot going on in this folks. The hop flavours hang around for quite a bit, which I suppose is what you would expect from an IPA because there's a lot of hoppage in there. Simcoe, Centennial and Chinook together, that's not a bad combination, I've got to be honest with you. I really like that. I'm happy to drink that beer. I would drink that. My only concern about this particular beer is that it's 6.6%, and if we had 2 or 3 of those we'd be on the way to getting a little bit whammoed, you know what I mean? So I would probably see if I could rein that down a little bit by maybe upping the volume and not chucking in as, I don't know, have you added any extras? Let's have a look. Brewed as the kit with no additions, so maybe it's supposed to be a 6.6%. Well, that's the old IPAs folks, they're a little bit on the old strong side. But yeah, lovely beer, really nice. Lots of complex tones in there. I can smell, there's almost a kind of There's definitely orange coming through there, folks. Maybe it's just my sinuses that are concentrating on the orangeness, and I say that with every bloody beer I have that's got either sort of Centennial or Cascadian. I always go on about the citrus, but there's something else going on here. Now, it may well be kind of a little bit of a grapefruit in there. You know, like your breakfast grapefruit that you have, the Ruby breakfast kind of thing. Probably doesn't make sense to anyone, that, does it? But I know what I'm talking about. I don't know what to tell you, boys. The fact that this is nearly finished will give you an idea as to how much I like it. Really nice beer, Kev. I mean, honestly, on all the beers I've tried so far, I've not been able to find fault with any of them. They really are nice beers. That one is slightly more complex than the American Amber Ale, but of course this is an IPA, so you're going to expect that. And it's got different hops in it, going to get a different profile out of it. I'm not sure I could drink too many of those before I started falling over. Because when you burp, you can taste the alcohol. There's a little bit of alcohol in there when you burp. Not too much, just a little bit, you know. But having said that, taken on its own merit, which is, I suppose, what we should be doing, folks, this is a really good beer, and I've got to give it at least, I would say, an 8 out of 10. A very nice beer, quite complicated. It does have the orange and grapefruit tones to it, definitely. On the smell, it's a lot more hit you in the face on the aroma than any of the other beers I've tried in this series of videos. So for that, it gets kudos, which is what, you know, it's an IPA, so you expect that. But again, Kev, you've come up with a really nice beer, mate, and I thank you again for sending me your beers. I've really enjoyed drinking these 4 to date. I'm really looking forward to trying the next 4 in the series, so stay tuned, folks, for those ones. They'll come up in the next few weeks or so, hopefully. Kev's going to give me a thumbs up when he's ready for me to try those beers. I'll stick them in the fridge for a day or so, and then I'll give them a little bit of a taste poos, and we'll chuck it up on YouTube for you guys to see. But in the meantime, Kev, you know, you should be proud, mate. You've brewed some really good beers, and I genuinely can't find anything wrong with any of them. I honestly, and you know me, I'm a fussy sod. I don't like anything, really. I really am a fussy bugger. But all of these beers have been really good on their own merit. However, if I compared them to each other in a row, at least the 4 I've had to date, the American Amber Ale, the Young's American Amber Ale, just wins out on this one because it's so smooth. It's like refreshing. It's got an amazing freshing hit to it. It's really crisp and clean. It's not too complicated. It hasn't got too much going on. This one fulfills that particular gap for those people that want the more complex beers. This is the one to go for, definitely. I would definitely, given, you know, if I had the money, I would go out and I would buy the Young's American Amber Ale kit, and even this one, folks, the IPA one. I think if we left this beer for a minimum of 6 months, and then we came back to it in 6 months' time, it would be outstanding. And the same with the one prior to this, you know, the Amber Ale. I keep looking down here because I forget the name of it because I've had 4 beers in a go, folks. It's not like me. But yeah, cheers, Kev. Thank you very much, sir. Again, you didn't have to send me these beers, and I really do appreciate it. And hopefully, you know, you're happy with the reviews we've done so far. And you should be, because you've brewed some really perfect beers, and there's nothing wrong with any of them, folks. There really isn't. They are outstanding beers on their own. Compared to each other, the Amber Ale wins out for me. But hey, you guys might prefer the more sort of hop hit of the IPA. And you know, even going back to the far end with the Ruby Red, you might quite like the caramel sweetness of that particular beer. They're all fantastic beers though, taken on their own. So Kev, you should be proud, mate. God bless you. You did well, sir. And we'll see you on the next one. Ta-da.